I was taught, and I still believe that every day is a lovely day, no matter how sad you think you are. Today, I think I'm a little bit sad, and I've been for a while because of things that are happening around my gender, the female gender. We've had a lot given to us. The woman has a maid to carry a lot of burden. And to think that we are called the weaker sex, sometimes I begin to, question that. Someone who is weak should be protected. Are we truly protected? Are we given the respect we deserve? Today on Conversation, we're talking about rape. And I have personalities in the studio who are poised. I did not say they are rapists or they have been raped, but they are well equipped to discuss this topic because one of them is a lady, another one is a man, and he's also an attorney at law. Barrister Ike Otazi.
Thank you very much.
I know you have passion for this topic.
Yes.
I know, so we'll get to have you offload your mind. You've been boiling and boiling and boiling. Audrey Chinelu, nice to have you. It's your first time on the show, really. And I know that your voice is going to make a lot of changes for us. But before we kickstart, we always have a tradition. My name, by the way, is Elizabeth. Let's go on a break.
Say no to rape.
When there's a child out there that's not getting the same that your own child is getting, the difference will tell, and there will come a time in the society where that child is going to take his pound of flesh.
Where you can actually, everything from watching a program with the child, you can start up the conversation from something on the TV and say, oh,
For me, it's like, hurry up with this business. And the other one said, Auntie, it's not about me, it's about the guys. They're not ready to marry.
Yes. If she wants to ask something, no, I know my mother very well. In fact, the most interesting one is when I put up pictures on WhatsApp, Snapchat filters and all that, she will call me, remove that picture. There was a day, I got tired of all that and I
I feel really, really low, but then we must have this conversation. In fact, I have to bring my spirit up because this is one conversation that every one of us must have. Women, I am a mother of 3 and all of them are girls. I watched that thing and I feel very, very bad. What if it happens to my children? I also heard where it says she's 80, she's also raped. What if it's me? It's happening every day. Chinelo, what do you think?
Well, like you said, the issue of rape is a sad one. It's condemnable. It's germane. I wonder why, and it's not just men only. Women rape women,
Seriously?
Men, yes, there are so many. And then the issue of spousal rape is there. Men rape their husbands, even though our Nigerian laws do not recognize that it's there. It happens every day. And then I hope you know 95% of sexual intercourse, not just in Nigeria, all over the world, are somewhat rape. Because if you induce your partner, you are indirectly forcing the person into doing something the person doesn't want.
When you say induce, what does that mean?
You put something in a drink,
Oh,
or
okay.
you give the person alcohol. Alcohol is an inducement. It's an inducer, a strong one, really. So it's the issue of rape is sad.
I've always heard some people say, I didn't rape her, she enjoyed it. And the girl said, he coerced me into it. Is that part of inducement?
That's inducement. That's it's in the criminal code. It's in the penal code. The VAP Act provides for it as well. It's there.
All right, I know, Barrister Tozi, you have actually tried to educate me on this off camera, and I still want to bring it to light. At what point do we say that there is rape? Because some men, she said spousal rape, you know, some men will tell you, my wife is my property. In fact, they even have this belief that even if you go to the legal, or no, what do they call it, the law enforcement agents and complain that you're being raped, oftentimes you get, did you not pay your right price? Is that how it's supposed to be?
Yeah, it's really sad, like she said. I'm happy that this opportunity has come again for us to look into this matter. Consent. Consent is the radical word there. Once consent is impaired in any manner, whether prior to or subsequent, you don't go further, because the person's consent is what makes it enjoyable, so to say. So you don't tell me that she consented when the person is telling you, leave me alone. You know, I always say it, women are more honest in relating with men than men are in relating with women. Just take one bottle, take biscuits. The person will be taking it honestly. Tomorrow, the man is coming for a repayment. So
for every kind of drink you give me, or a bottle of perfume you give me, it's actually money you're investing for. You
know, I used to joke when we were watching Zebrudaya then. Zebrudaya said, Valeria, when a man I buy pants for a woman, one day, the man must to be know how the pants are fit him. If you flash those days were young. That's the truth. That's what they will be doing it effortlessly. There was one I read, I was shedding tears. The lady has been relating with this young man. One day, they parked in front of the man, so I said, let me pick something in the house. So he went in, he said, please, I left this fruit I bought, please bring it, let me put it in the fridge, let's just go. He just came, he said, for 1 year plus, you've been doing this thing to me. This is my opportunity. After everything, the man had planned to travel. He traveled, sent her a message. I read that thing, I was shedding tears. For 1 year plus, the man had been dealing with her, intending to do this. But the lady had been very free with him. That's why I say women are more honest. That time he said, just bring that fruit. These are the things we should be telling him. It comes in directly. No, sir. Just finish and come here. Let's go. Honestly. Tomorrow now they say the girl, what did she go to the man's house to do? But nobody will hear her that she honestly went to give him the fruit but so that they could just go away. And he finished the following day off to the airport. This is bad. So that is the height of crimes. In fact, to me, after the offense of murder or homicide, I think rape should be the next in line, because they have taken something that can be replaced, just like life. You know, a lot of times parents talk to their children in growing up. It's like the emphasis is placed on the girl child. Cover your leg, you know. Yes. You see where I'm sitting. They keep pushing, and the boys are encouraged to sit like this. It's more like telling me that the boys are free and the girls are, caged. That upbringing, how does it come in? How does it come in, to what the boys begin to do
later day in their life, they feel like they're actually free to use or do anything they want?
I think that's I don't use the word an old adage, but then in the olden days, like you said, men are actually allowed to do whatever they want to do. Even cooking, they don't cook. In fact, they say the woman's place is in the kitchen. But I think that is a wrong perception to things. Women, senior, elder sisters, and I'm the first. I have younger ones. So I watch my younger brothers and my younger sisters, and I tend to make sure everybody does the same thing. So I think that we should imbibe this culture of teaching our children, our sisters, even our neighbors, because they said it's not only the parents that give birth to a child. These things, we need to nip it in the bud from the onset. The children, both male and female, like I said, there's female rape. You leave your children with the house help, and then you hear later in the day that the help was the one that disvirgins the man. Now, so it's been there. We need to start from the scratch, from the home. Parents, mothers especially, need to teach their children. The woman shouldn't leave her room with her robe. If you're coming out of your room, you must have had your bath. You must have worn something decent to come out. I'm not saying that if a lady wears something indecent, she's allowed to be raped. No. Men, that's why I said mothers should teach their male children. Sorry, their male children to learn how to keep their third legs in their pants. If she does not say yes, no further entry. Because it's there. Any form of penetration, be it the anus, anal, whatever, the nose, the mouth, all those things.
Once there's a penetration.
Once there's penetration. And even if you don't use the penis and use something else like carrot, that's the latest now.
Carrots.
Carrot, they use cucumber, they use pepper, there are cases of that. A 6-year-old child.
Yeah. Oh my God.
As long as there's any form of penetration, is counted as rape or felony. So we need to nip it in the bud from the onset. Take care of your children. Watch them. The baby, is there any bruise? Some people say, okay, there's a case currently. The wife wants to leave the husband. Why? Because the man bruises her all the time. And she has the rights. Every time the man says, I'll ask my madam, in quotes, come now, let's do. She'll say no, you always bruise.
I'm not cutting you short, but I'm gonna take a little break right now. When we come back, we will continue just where you stopped.
When there's a child out there that's not getting the same that your own child is getting, the difference will tell, and there will come a time in the society where that child is going to take his pound of flesh.
Where you can actually, everything from watching a program with the child, you can start up the conversation from something on the TV and say,
For me, it's like, hurry up with this business. And the other one said, Auntie, it's not about me, it's about the guys. They're not ready to marry.
Yes. If she wants to ask something, no, I know my mother very well. In fact, the most interesting one is when I put up pictures on WhatsApp, Snapchat filters and all that, she will call me, remove that picture. There was a day I got tired of all that and I said,
The ray of the morning sun woke her to a nightmare she hoped was only a scary dream. She's blood-stained all over her purity. Tears broke bang from her eyes. Why her? She had no cause to worry. He loves her mother. He should be her father. She put her trust in his company, and so did Mom for her. Should she be Mom? She's raped with nothing indecent but her trust and the mind of a willful pervert. the day breaks into darkness that will last for the rest of her life, if she lives. Raped by Dr. Ola Ifatime. Thank you.
All right, the show is conversation, and I told you if I want to use it in the local palates, how we say, they say guys are not smiling because this topic is serious. It affects our children, it affects our mothers, it affects us, it affects everybody. And now I'm finding out that it also affects our men. Chinelo, you were talking about that earlier.
Oh yes. I stopped off at a client of ours. She says she doesn't want to continue the marriage anymore. Reason being that the husband goes rough on her. And then in his defense, he says the Bible says, 1 Corinthians 11 says that the woman should submit totally to the husband. But I don't know why people misinterpret certain things. Yes, the Bible says the woman should submit to the husband. It didn't say you should cause her any harm. You going into her acting like you're the Lord of all lords doesn't make any sense
at all.
She comes out having lots of bruises. She says she can't even remember if she has ever come in that marriage. They've been married for just 2 years.
When you say come, it means orgasm, right?
Yes, orgasm.
Okay.
That she hasn't even done that. But then he goes in and then he leaves all sorts of injuries. There was a time she had to go to the hospital. She brought proof to that she had to go through series of therapy. She's still in therapy now. So we've gone from conciliation to mediation. She says she doesn't want it anymore. That she can't continue having injuries there. Sometimes she says she walks with her legs open. That she has lost her sense of belonging. So it happens this is a couple. There are so many people out there that still face this. Coming to children, we have a case of a father, 7-year-old. The father has been doing her for the past few months.
7.
And there are lots of cases. There's one on social media now. It's small baby. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah, the 4-year-old.
A guy kissing. It's absurd. it's.
And you know, when I hear things like the way the girls dress could actually attract that, and I'm like, what is wrong with a child who is in diaper? Is it that diapers are becoming sexy or something?
You know, I've been talking to myself about this while. Let's take some step backwards. We have a law on rape. We have punishment for rape. Because they say law is an instrument of social control and an instrument for social engineering. It then means that you have law, you have a society that it will engineer, and members of the society, the law should control. Yes, they are talking about increasing the punishment for rape from life imprisonment to death sentence. That is very good. Now,
I remember actually said the man.
Yes,
okay.
I'm coming to that.
Okay.
Now, last week, June 4th to be precise, the House of Reps discussed rape as a matter of urgent national importance. A member from Lagos said no, it's getting out of hand. And Henry Achibon from our Bible said, yes, it is getting out of hand, but they should warn our girls and women that the way they dress causes this thing.
And honorable member actually said
on the floor of the house that he made a proverb. It's also applicable in my place in Igbo land. He said, when you are talking to the kite who came to carry the chicken, you should also talk to the chicken for straying. You can imagine that. These are people holding our conscience. We voted them in the National Assembly. Now, another member, one Mongono, said, body no be wood.
Oh.
This is on the floor of the house. They are the ones making the laws. So, why did I say law and society? You can make all the laws, but if the society do not key into it, it comes to nothing. I will give you examples. The last time we discussed rape here, they will rape a girl. The parents will start flogging her. The victim is being flogged because they believe it is her fault. The same way the society believes that when a woman does not get pregnant, it is her fault. That is valued societal attitude. So it is good. I agree they should make the punishment death sentence that like they are moving. Yes, they have taken something you can't recover, the emotions, they have traumatized you. But if the society do not condemn it generally with one voice, condemn it. In fact, I want to be seeing billboards condemning it, just like you condemn terrorism, armed robbery, kidnapping.
And there should be examples to that effect.
Now, I'll tell you another story. A man impregnated a wife's 15-year-old younger sister. And the issue came up. The parents of the man said, there's nothing wrong there, you can marry the two. You see what I'm telling you, society first. You look at your society. The laws are there. Look at what the society, whom the laws are meant to protect, are saying. Say, it does not matter. He can marry the two. They are not looking at the truth, what has happened. So that is the area we should be looking at. We can make all the laws, but if we don't come out with one voice to condemn evil, according to my daddy, say, call evil its name. Don't give it another baptismal name. Call it by its name, it will stop. Look at what our lawmakers are saying. It then means they're making the laws, but their mind is saying a different thing.
So you can never tally unless you work with your mind and spirit.
Yes.
Your speech. After all, the book says it's out of your bodies of the heart.
That is the issue. Our society is derailing. We are derailing. There is also too much freedom. You see kids watching all manner of things, both male and female. Lagos State took the law to another level, like she said. Penetration could be by anything. Now, the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act 2015 also took it to another level. So, you know, the criminal code and penal code, we're talking of age. If it is this age, it is this. Those new laws, the VAP says, once the person is below 18 years, there's no issue of consent. We're not even talking of 18. Adults, what people do, it's terrible. So we should be talking to our conscience. The society should be examining their conscience. Make all the laws. I remember we have a law of spraying of money. Are they not still doing it? Because the society do not believe. You have to bring the society to believe in that law by calling it its name. Somebody say it does not matter, you can marry it. To condemn it first. Once you condemn evil, you don't need to shoot somebody. If everybody is condemning it, it will stop.
Let me talk on what you mentioned that the Honorable Henry Achibon mentioned, where he says the women
and the girls,
yes, that they do not dress well. Now, I want to always relate to the epic period where the ladies wore practically nothing. You will see young upcoming breasts, standing like the orange, and they move around the streets. Nothing happens. You also see the saggy ones of the women who have breastfed for severally, and they are ready to, face the ground with it, walking around. There was no rape. I'm talking about pre-colonial period, and to a large extent, even after colonial period. So now women are beginning to wear bras, beginning to wear trousers, beginning to wear long gowns. We are getting problems. Do we go back to the time when we were naked? Would that maybe they've not seen enough naked body? That's the problem. Because I don't know why you want to go and read somebody who is wearing hijab, somebody who is wearing a trouser, when at a point people were not wearing anything. So I seriously do not think it has anything to do with dressing. I think for me, any man who can condescend as low as going to have sex without consent, that man is mad. Okay, so we shouldn't say mad. He's mentally not okay.
So, just like I was saying, it has nothing to do with dressing. The young lady that was killed in Benin, in Edo State, was inside a church hall reading. So, she was not on the streets. As for the rapists to have seen her poorly dressed or whichever. I made an analogy the other time. If I park my fine Mercedes car on the highway and enter the bush. You just go and say, yeah, they parked the vehicle carelessly. That's why I stole it. It's not a reason. That's why I say it boils down to the society. We should condemn it. We shouldn't give it names, rationalize it, try to make it's the other person's fault. In law we say contributory negligence. No, the issue of contributory negligence or contributing to the offense does not arise. Even if the person is okay, why don't they rape mad people? Even though they do, but why don't these bigger ones that are raped in the houses go and rape mad people? After all, they are naked. You see a house help because you took advantage of the person. Oh God. So we shouldn't try to give it another name. We should give, in fact, I agree they should upgrade it to death sentence so that at least, I still go back to society. When did we have people facing firing squad last? I saw only one in my lifetime. Do it, let the society see it and take correction.
Yes.
They will give a judgment and it becomes an issue for the executive governor to sign. Because nobody wants, no. Somebody must take responsibility. Oh, this trial must go on and conclude in 6 months, 3 months. And everybody sees the person executed.
Yes.
But then in that, we would need to put all hands on deck. Because if you're saying they should upgrade it to death sentence, what happens in a situation like Uwa's case? She's dead, she couldn't point out anyone because for rape, the person, the victim, has to be able to say, this is the person.
No, this one now, we are not talking about rape. Once somebody is killed, it takes over every other thing. We are talking assuming the person is still alive.
Okay.
And once you die, we are talking about homicide and not rape
somebody
again.
and the person dies. There's nothing else.
Exactly.
The people must go with it.
No, that's the thing. There, like where there's multiple gang rape now, the person cannot actually say this raped me, except we are able to test the semen, and obviously these things are expensive. So when you say we need to give examples, there need to be a precedent and all, Nigeria needs to get this test kits readily available. As we speak, there are just 2 test centers in Nigeria.
For rape?
Yes. Police headquarters and somewhere in Lagos. If the next neighbor is raped and she goes to the hospital, for example, her mom is selling gari along the road, where does she get 150 to pay for that test sample?
150 is not 150 naira.
150,000 naira. That aside, you go to the police station to report this situation, and then the policeman says, madam, see what she wear. Our mindset, like I said, we need to nip it in the bud. Everyone needs to contribute to this. If I come and say I have this distress, you should be able to say, okay, what happened? Pet the person, show the person love, because it's difficult to come out and say, I was raped. It is difficult. And then you now take that, as in summon up courage, you come out and then someone says, I bet madam, go see as you won't paint your lip. These things should not be the problem. The law, as far as I'm concerned, is sufficient as it is. But we need to set precedents for these things.
Yes.
I haven't seen anywhere that they say, okay, this person raped, this person raped, and then they boo the person. Instead, it's the victim that receives all manners of, as in, shame, in quotes. So, that's my own perception. We need we need to make do with what we have first of all, before we tell the legislature to do something. Like you said, they are the ones saying, the women need to dress well. Means they don't even have that in their dictionary. They don't even see it, as in we don't even see that coming in the next few years. So we need to make do with what we have.
Because at a point we begin to take justice in our hands.
If it comes, well and good.
The women,
but then we
will have to carry placard and carry stones and begin to stone those people. We'll bring back the era of Stephen.
Yes, just the other day I heard some people were at the Eagle Square with placards. Exactly. And then someone came out and said, yes, I'm a victim of rape. And they just pushed that aside. I thought that would be like a life example for people to come out and say, okay, this is someone we know. This is what they have done. To show people, this is what, the crime is serious. Don't do it. If she says yes and she says stop, stop. Like in other jurisdictions. In Nigeria here, once he has given consent and you later say, no, I didn't give consent, they will not believe you. But it happens.
You talked about victim, and there was also something else you mentioned. I want to take this question directly to Barrister Otazi. I see our numbers. Number is on the screen for those who want to share one or two things related to this topic. We'll take it right away. Doctor, maybe Barrister Otazi. I'd like to know, she mentioned that a woman can actually rape a man. And he's been going, like that in my head. How possible is this? How is this going to work and all that? I need you to speak on that. Can a man be raped? Where is the penetration going to be? Wow. By a woman?
Remember that when you look at the new law, penetration can be through the mouth, through the anus. So that traditional penetration we used to think about has been changed or has been upgraded by our laws. So anywhere you insert any object, not necessarily the penis,
for sexual purposes,
yes, it qualifies.
Because the doctors will insert, nurses will insert needle on you to give you injections. So it has to be for particular.
It's not a natural opening of the body.
Okay.
You understand. You remember recently a madam that was teaching all these elementary has been abusing them over the years. And this is somebody they entrusted the kids to bring them up morally. You can see why I say it's our society. Did you hear anything about the matter again?
But that's where I will hold you lawyers responsible as well, because you're supposed to keep shouting until it happens.
Exactly.
In his defense, what if the parents of that child has gone to say, please, you don't want it anymore? Exactly. That's why I say we need to take it upon ourselves. Some people don't want that perception. That's what's the word now?
Publicity.
That publicity. Oh, she's a rape victim.
I am coming.
I mean, you are a hero.
You know what it took for the young man, I've forgotten his name, that took away Ese Oruru and purportedly got married to her, impregnated her. He was just recently sentenced to 25 years in prison. You know what it took for civil society organizations to cry and muzzled all the interests and got the young man prosecuted. So this is one of the challenges. That's why some people prefer to go away. The system, like you said, is a tortuous journey to get justice. We must admit that. So if the civil society organization had not raised voice against it, and other people have to withdraw. Now, let me come back where I said we have to come together. We have coronavirus now. When you are tested, you are taken to an isolation center. The cost is borne by the government. The treatment is borne by the government. Why? Because it's a world emergency. So if we start treating it, it's a matter of, we agree, the Attorney General of each state or of the Federation can take it. He said, once a case of rape is reported, we have a central database. Send it there, we take over. Because the parents cannot do it.
Definitely. Somebody actually wrote in here, I want to believe we've done justice to your question, Benson. He said, I'm watching your rape program live, and I think you're just centralizing on male raping female. These days, women rape men too. We should discuss this. However, there is no excuse for rape. Thank you, Benson, and I want to believe I will answer your question. But picking on what you said about COVID-19, I know this is the pandemic area. We are not done yet, but a lot of things happened during this period. One question I'm going to ask you is, why are we having increase in rape? Is it because of COVID-19 lockdown, sitting down in the house? But you get to answer that question. Other positive things happened. One of them is what I want to show you now. Let's see this.
Ebe anyị nọ ụmụ anụgo n'ime Ifitedunu. Anyị niile n'ebe ahụ ndị widows. So I just done n'ime village na manage. Some anyị na-aga
form one group na-eji fan ndị Igbo na-akpọ mgba ọlụ anyị enwecha ka anyị reli ofu ọlụ nya ndị kwụkọ faluefa ajụa mmadụ ọnwa onye nwe ọlụ bụ ibu anyị ayịkọ jelu anyị na onye anyị kwue ego ọnọ ya kwụ anyị esi etu a na-eme sọm onwe ndị ụfọdụ na-anọrọ n'ụlọ felu egolu ndị mmadụ anyị eje na-eficha afọ ụlọ na-ekpochasịlefa befa a na-akwụchi anyị obere ụgwọ ịghọtago anyị si etu a na-eme kịta azụ ịmago anyị megidezi ya ife apụtazịa ịghọtago anyị joinzia ụfọdụ benata ọlụ a because of ego anyị na-eweta anyị bidozie iji emebezie ife ụfọdụ so anyị ticha anya anyị eke nya chi ya ịghọtago anyị ma na-emekwa nke na anyị na-eme group o wee sị na anyị ga-afọm group anyị wee fọmwa group ịghọtago n'ime group azị anyị wee nọziala na ya ego ahụ wee na-enye anyị wee weluzie nya wee jee mụọ ife ụfọdụ jiri ya pụọ afịa na-egota ife na-eme anyị nwaji nke anyị wee mụọ ụmụ ife efucha n'elu ebe a mụcha anya anyị bịa mee ya anyị ebuli ya na surprise gasị na sọp dị iche iche anyị sikwa na ya anyị lụọ ahịa gbata obere ana lụọ ọrụ ugbo anyị lụchasị ọrụ ugbo a ebe a ka anyị si enwetasị ma akịdị a ma akpụ anyị fụgasị every 2 weeks anyị achịkọ mala ife anyị jetelụ anyị ewepụta nke anyị ejikwa wee lụọ ọrụ were nke ọzọ jeti na sevisi anyị nwere so na-etu aka anyị si eme isi nsi abụ dị ego wee na-abala anyị uru so dị mụ anyị na-eme ọbịaza na-emezi ego ahụ a na-enye anyị na-abawanyezi n'ife ọzọ dịzi ahụ na mụ na ụmụnne m niile efu ebe anyị si ka Chineke onye mmelụ ka echiche abanye unu n'obi ịma na onwe ndị nọ n'ime obodo na-ata ezigbo afọ
ada ba mu da kudi ko naira daya yara za su je makaranta ba kudi za a kula min yara cikin gida to nima jikina kaga lokaci din ne za a ce wani kiwo ne ya kama ni yara na sun je gida mutum za su ga ana ci abinci za su dawo mama ga wannan suna ci abinci fa zan ce to ba mu da shi da nama suna ci da nama na ce ku yi hankuli zan ga mutane suna yi adashi ba kudi zan yi adashi suturan da zan dora babu wala na ji cira a sakatariya na tashi na ce an ji biya mamu kudi watan daya bakwai da rabi na like kudi din na rawa na ce zan kai gida kwa zan kai da na kai gida na ce ku yi dariya mana yara ba su yi fara dariya ba na cire kwas na yaji shi na ce ku gan kudi da yara sun fara lawa muna rawa a gidanmu
lokacin da an fara biya kudi mun tara mutane ba mu so mu ji komi saboda kudi da ana biya cewa akwai fada ko akwai rashin biyayya da mai gidanka
na doka kudi din na je gwana na je na cire ga rogo na siya ina dawo daga gwana da rogo zan fere ne hannunka zan sa jack kafin ruwa ya fita ruwa bai fita ba zai iya soya ba a sassa da zai ci wani riba 500 wani zai ci 200 wani 300 tun da na samu cin gaba a wajen gwamnati yara na sun samu cin gaba gwamnati ne ya sa su a makaranta ni ma na gode da gwamnati.
Her thighs were exposed to the glare of his resident longing. Seductive. He couldn't cover his eyes. Society agrees. She is victim, twice victimized. Oh, there was a bitchness to the way her Nkebe danced carelessly under her loosely tied wrapper. Provocative. He acted in self-defense. He pounced on her. The elders justified him. They are men too. The baby laughed in her diapers. He stripped her. Her innocence was sexy. It tickled his guilty fantasies. She was 4. On all fours, he forced himself on her. family and friends said it should be covered up. She was buried way before puberty in a chimneys of scars forever. Until he is stripped too, your mother is next to your daughter's sister. Stripped by Ola Ifatime. Thank you.
All right, I must thank Dr. Ola Ifetumehi for that beautiful piece as presented by Yeme. And we always like to say in our local palace, God forbid, it will not be my mother. So the best thing to do is to work hard at ensuring that God forbid. Let's chat a little bit with the people who has been chatting with us here. It says, good morning. Your topic of conversation this morning is indeed a matter of national concern. Please note that there are plenty laws on rape at all tiers of government, but the biggest problem is strict on compliance. I guess he's still saying the same thing. He says, God bless you, NTA. Musa Akia from Kaduna State. Thank you very much, Musa. And we'll take a little bit more. Wachineke by name from Imo State. Please tell our girls to dress decently. Oh, no, that's not possible. They will dress decently, quite all right, but that's not reason for rape. The problem is moral decadence and foreign influence eroding our culture. Most people are not, do not have parents and are not qualified to be parents. It is sad. I am Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. I hope you're noting all this. Good morning. Those are the arts. Those with the arts should be punished by cutting one of his or her hands, so that if he or she wants to do it again, he will remember that, oh, my hand was cut off because of this. That's from Godwin in Benue State. Well, capital punishment for capital sin. Mariam says, God bless you. And we bless you too. And we'll take this one. I like your conversation on rape. I was raped as a boy by our housemate. Wow. What is that called? No. I have seen women set men up just because the guy have looked elsewhere. Wow. I don't know. He didn't put his name. I need you to speak on. Yes. I think you need to actually correct the one that says must rape lead to death.
Yes, while the discussion was on, I related to what happened at the National Assembly, that the legislature wants to amend the laws on rape and make the punishment death sentence. In other words, when you are found guilty of the offense of rape, you will be sentenced to death by whatever means. Before now, the punishment is life imprisonment. And when the law provides for imprisonment, the judge could actually give you any number of years. But when it is death sentence, it is death sentence. And the judge has no discretion in awarding anything less. So I think that's where I'm going, that it's necessary we move it to that point and then give it the backing it requires by taking steps. When somebody is caught, government should take over everything about the case and don't involve the parents except for police of coming to give evidence. Because they can't do it. I just told you that if not the civil society organizations, that of Oruru had gone. Nobody was talking about it. In fact, I had forgotten about it till I saw that the young man had been convicted, even though the young girl had given birth. But at least people will see that justice has been done. Okay. So I think that is the whole essence of it. And like I said, the society should look at the comments from people. I tell our guys to dress well. Don't rationalize it. I just told you, the young girl that was killed in Benin following rape was in a church premises. She was not in a club. She wasn't in a club.
Okay, I love this topic. Please, lawmakers should make law for death sentence. The rate of rape is really increasing. From Esther in Abia State. This person says, good morning, my name is Joy. What if a child of 15 years is raped? As a mother or sister, you take the law into your hands and they get you arrested. What is the law going to do to the person? I don't understand what he means by taking the law into his hands. Okay, you understand that? You need to explain that, because I don't.
So what he's saying is, if they rape your child, maybe you took the law into your hands, go beat up or do some other harm to the alleged rapist. You say, what happens? The law is clear. They will take you up on this one, while the person, he will still face his original offense. So you don't take laws into your hands. I know it happens. You see parents going to the family of the other person to unleash mayhem. Yes, it's anger, but then I don't think you can even plead provocation. But I don't know.
Okay. So, thank you, conversation, for this topic. The rape is getting out of hand. 2 weeks ago, 80-old woman was raped by her grandson.
82-year-old
raped by her grandson. I don't want to say what I want to say. You know, jeez.
Somewhere in the south.
He said he's from Akwa Ibom. Indeed, Akwa Ibom. This is something else. I can't take this. I can't take this. Okay, we'll go ahead. We have nothing to do than death sentence, even the hanging, just like Barrister Ike says. Let's call a spade a spade. So he says you must, kill the person. I'm following the discussion. Very interesting and quite educating. Barrister Ike got wrong perception as regard Honorable Henry Archibald. Women too should dress properly, not seductive. Women equally rape men. That's you addressing you directly. Okay, and I think we'll take on this last question before we continue. I'm Miracle by name. I'm listening to your conversation. It's so pathetic. Our children should be taught in school as from 2 years sex education. Why I say so? Rapists are so strict in that aspect. Sex education to a 2-year-old child. What does that mean? How will it help?
Let me take this a little bit. I don't think sex education at that age is the right thing in school. I think, like I said, it should start from the home. The mother should tell the daughter, if a man does this to you, anybody, even your father or your brother, ensure you tell me. Don't allow them to do this. Tell them the importance of this thing. Then for the male, you tell them nobody should touch your pee-pee. At that age, they call it pee-pee.
Yes.
Don't touch your pee-pee. Don't use this on somebody else. Then say, let's say 5 years, you can now bring that into the school, as in the curriculum in the schools for children. But not 2 years in school. Because some people will get that education and start practicing it in school.
Seriously? Wow. I thought maybe what he meant by sex education is actually teach them to recognize their bodies and
That's why I said there are pros and there are cons. Anything that has an advantage has a disadvantage.
Okay, if you're taught, in other words, you can begin to... Yes. All right, you're going to say something.
Yes, and the last discussion, this issue came up. Whether parents, guardians should discuss these things with their kids. I said something. You sharpen a knife, you put it under this cupboard, and you walk out. Children are playing, they just come. They don't know the cutting edge and the handle. Just the thing cuts the person's hand. You were hiding it because it's dangerous. Is it not better you bring out the knife, say, come, this thing is knife. If you want, this is where they hold it. This place is very, very dangerous. It will hurt you. The knife could come in the sheeted one. If they sheet it, know that this thing is knife and recognize that it is knife. I think it's a difficult situation. You know why? Our culture, traditions, our values. You don't feel free even discussing it with an elder, let alone a kid. But I think it has become necessary. Why? Because there was a time I was in the bedroom showering. One of my boys came in. Daddy, what is this? I said, remove your hand. It's okay. It will bite you. You remove the hand, start playing.
But that's actually where you should have actually started that discussion.
I'm just telling, so I scared. I say it's okay to invite you. He removed his hand. We traveled to the village for one of these festivities. My now late dad, they went to the man's room. My dad finished showering and was dressing up. He said, yeah. Papa with eyeglass, because they call my Papa with eyeglass. My father-in-law is yellow Papa. Papa with eyeglass, you're okay, it's big. Can you imagine? So we better swallow whatever and start telling them the intricacies.
Yes.
I think it is better.
To think,
like that.
Like you said, at home.
At home. There's a case in FIDA. I don't know if it's been settled now. The mom said she really doesn't know what to do. That she has 3 kids. A boy first and then 2 ladies. Now the boy has been sleeping with the children, the siblings. The first one was pregnant. That was how she knew. After some time, the second one became pregnant. So she was asking us what to do. Whether she should have an abortion or she should give birth to the child.
All right, without cutting you short, that's a question we are going to maybe have to leave it hanging so that the audience will help you in answering that. And of course, it will come through the email line and we'll take it up from there. We thank you for your lovely contributions and we must say that we appreciate you. The lots of questions or contributions that came in here were positive. And I say thank you to my legal luminaries seated. I feel like a lawyer too. Okay, I put it to you that you spoke well.
You are by association.
Well. Yes. We'll come here again next week. Bye.